Welcome back to The Breakfast Show, the show worth waking up for. This is, of course, the scintillating Aisha Sinclair and myself, just Jake. But we're here today to talk about some very fantastic things. You know, as a child, a former child rather, and for children out there, there are always difficult habits that do arise and that are particular to certain children, like nail biting, bedwetting, sibling rivalry, as you saw, and these kind of things. Myself, I was really unruly. I was very knockout.
Were you?
I was always like to chill my brother and like bring on trouble, and my mom could have used something like this. We have on the set with us Joyce Hue, who is from basically Sleep Talk for Children. She's a consultant and clinical hypnotherapist. And this Sleep Talk actually helps address these in a subliminal way, all these habits. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. So yes, we do know only like it's the tip of the iceberg. So I do believe you brought me.
Yes.
Only the tip of the iceberg when we just talked, or we gave a quick introduction of what Sleep Talk is. Could you tell us a little bit more about it? I mean, what does it involve actually?
Basically, it's talking to your subconscious mind. So we're bypassing the conscious, which, based on this picture,
yes, it's true, which is only a little bit.
It's just the top part. It's only 10%. The part of you that is obvious, the part of you that tells the world who you are, that is only 10%. But the greater part of your mind is right down there. That's the subconscious.
10%, the greater part of your mind is
90.
subconscious.
Yes, 90. So that is the part that controls your behaviors. It controls your attitudes, the way you react. So what we're doing is we're bypassing the conscious mind, go straight into the subconscious.
So you pretty much you're reprogramming, are you?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean consciously we have a lot of blocks in terms of things that we're not receptive to certain things. It's our attitude, our disposition, our personality.
Yes.
And when you reach someone subconsciously, it's fully open because you're going in a dream state and this kind of thing. And so with Sleep Talk, must you wait until they're fully asleep, or where is the key time for this to penetrate?
Is there like falling asleep a better or theta phase or whichever it's called?
That's a good question. Kids have different sleep cycles as compared to adults. That's why when they're asleep, the filter that surface of the water, that one is less strong when you're asleep. So in adults, probably a sleep cycle takes about 90 minutes.
Right.
90 minutes?
Wow.
For children, it's a little bit shorter, depending on the age as well. That's why it sleeps out. You have to observe the age, you have to observe the sleep patterns, and you know the right timing to actually include it. Because if you deliver it at the wrong time, when you're still a little bit awake,
you might wake them up.
That's one thing. Another thing is that the filter is there.
They're resistant.
They can argue when they wake up.
Ah.
They won't be aware of what you said. That's why right now, we go in at the right timing, the theta stage.
This is just like Inception, like that movie.
Yeah. It pretty much is. You're bypassing the ego and going straight to whoever we
Straight
are.
to the core of you, and that's where you change your behavior.
And this, can be applied for pretty much anything. So, okay, but if a parent wanted to apply the sleep talk methods at home, is it a course they should sign up for? I mean, does a professional like you, do you need to carry it out, or do you teach the parents? So how do we go about this?
So this program is where we empower parents. So I wouldn't need to meet with the children, and I don't do the work. The parents have to do the work. So that's where commitment comes in. You have to do it every night for 2 minutes, roughly about 2 to 3 minutes. And I will teach you how to do it. So initially we'll sit down, we'll talk all about your child, we'll do a bit of assessments, some skills, find out where your child stands, what your major problems are, and how does that problem, what is the core issue of the problem.
Right, okay.
For example, bedwetting is not just bedwetting.
No, it isn't. It's deep, it goes deep.
Yes, probably self-esteem, fear. So we'll try to find out what the core issue is through our assessments, through our conversations. And throughout 3 to 6 months, we'll be in touch. We'll see what the changes are. I'll give you statements, how you can improve on your delivery method.
It seems that consistency is absolutely imperative. It's of the utmost importance with this. I mean, to reaffirm that positive message on a subliminal level, that you have to be very, very consistent. Is this a very difficult program to be able to enact as a parent? Like, I'm just going to start doing this.
Yes. Actually, it's very, very simple. The only thing that makes it not work is the parents' commitment.
Consistency.
Yes, a lot of people, they start for 1-2 nights, and the next night, oh, I'm too tired, I came home late, I had a bad day at work. They don't do it.
See.
So that's the problem.
If you guys don't believe any of this, we do have some testimonials that we would like to share with you guys, just to speak to the strength of the program. So we're going to flash some of the graphics here in a moment.
Now, our first testimonial is from Veronica. She's talking about her daughter Sue had selective mute syndrome. She no longer has that anymore. Now, when she first started Sleep Talk, the results were slow, but Sue has become more confident, and she has been talking a lot lately outside the home. She also has more friends and frets if she can't go out to kindergarten when she's sick. I mean, she's enjoying school now. When the new school starts in a couple of days, I know there will be no more crying and clinging to me. Sue has been asking when she can see her friends again. Her self-esteem is definitely spiked and peaked.
Absolutely, and for the second testimonial, this is one is from Esco. I signed up for Sleep Talk because I was desperate because my youngest son always fights with his elder siblings. He only sticks to my wife and myself and never plays with his siblings. Even if he does, he's a sore loser and will cry and scream if he loses. But Sleep Talk was amazing. I slowly noticed that he starts to talk and joke with his siblings. He does share toys and plays together with them now. Even if he loses, he is sometimes bad in games, but he only pulls a long face and wants to play again. My children are happier now, and there's much more peace at home. Thanks for all the help.
There you go. So a lot of happy parents out there. Now, for the parents out there who are more analytical, who like, more empirical data and things like that. Yeah? Okay. Sleep Talk helps a child's development. How easy, how do you measure the results? For the kids who are in your program.
Quite subjective there.
Yeah, it's more of a qualitative kind of measurement. You see changes, and sometimes changes comes in two days. Sometimes you see in 2 months. For example, I had one case. It's a Malaysian parent, but they're based in Jakarta. So they're expats, and normally expat children, they have some kind of anxiety issues because of the
moving
movement.
around. Yes.
Yeah, there's no grounding and all. So this child, she was very anxious. She doesn't even allow the mom to put her on the shopping cart because that's separation. So after 2 days, there was a big difference in her. She used to go to this hairdresser every day since she was born. Every time since she was born. And every time it was havoc. She would cry, she would scream and all. But 2 nights after the Sleep Talk process, it was time for a haircut. They put her down, she was happy, and they just managed to cut her hair.
Oh, wow,
yeah, so it's quite
Wow, and how old was this child?
She was 2.5 at that time.
Is there like an age group where it works best, or maybe
more susceptible?
a younger group of children, or can this be used throughout?
I would say kindergarten age is the best because that is the time that filter is not that strong. So at that time, children take things literally. So that is the best time to actually mold them, to change them. But this program is recommended for children below 12. But then again, our oldest child is 18.
Okay. 18?
18.
Okay.
So it depends.
That's the thing. Everyone's brain chemistry is obviously different, and everyone's behavioral quirks are always going to be to varying degrees and slightly different. So I suppose, it would take a little bit of difference in each time, and the age is obviously.
Yeah, of course, there are different techniques to get to that level, that subconscious level, different timings as well.
So therefore, everything will be learnt once you go through the course. So don't worry too much as to think like, oh no, how do I do this? What should I do? What shouldn't I do?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. What Sleep Talk, with this kind of thing would it be, can you like play some sort of a video or a recording once you're asleep?
She wants to know, can you program your husband? Train him.
Yes.
That's more towards self-hypnosis. But basically, it does make sense if you talk to your husband while he's asleep, buy me a handbag.
So when's the best time to talk to him? I'm kidding. But but Sleep Talk can be something. Let's say if an adult wants to, work on self-esteem. Because it happens at any age, right? Or wants to get rid of certain bad habits. So these are kind of things that you can sort of practice at home.
For adults, I would say self-hypnosis is better.
Self-hypnosis.
Self-talk, how you can talk to yourself. the best timing to do it for an adult is right before you go to sleep.
Right
That's
before you
your
go to sleep.
hypnagogic state. So right before you fall asleep, when you're on bed, just before you actually sink it, tell yourself that I will be more focused tomorrow, I'll be more motivated tomorrow. So that's when the message sinks into your subconscious mind. Because at that time you're already at level 2, so it's a little bit more susceptible.
There you
Fantastic.
go.
All really interesting stuff. And, it's a very unique program. I like to see this kind of thing. I think it can help a lot of parents. At least you have an idea of what can I do to address my child's situation.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on the show with us.
Thank you so much, Joyce. It's been a pleasure. Now, for